Hi, welcome to this year's Programming Exam Solution Tutorials. This is for the Upper 6th course, so this is the A-Level Words with AQA, and it's set for the AQA 2018 Paper 1 exam. Don't forget there is an AS Paper 1 exam, which is a Morse code, but that's not this. So, it's a little bit late in the day, obviously, you've only got a few weeks left, but unfortunately, I've been a bit busier than previous years, so I've not been able to do as many of these, but I intend to do a few. Specifically, I'm going to go over the problems that I set for my students for their final mock exam, and I'll go through a few other interesting things as well. Hopefully, you have been looking at the AQA Wikibook, or maybe used some of the Zigzag. They're excellent resources. Hopefully, your teacher brought into those. Or of course the stuff that you've done inside your school. There is always going to be a validation question. That main menu is a bit odd in how it handles its interpretation of a Go. So there's going to be something with that. Various ways of doing it, but hopefully you've played with a variety of scenarios on that. Something's going to happen with that queue, isn't it? Maybe letter distribution, maybe make it a circular cube, change the class. It could be actually, could be a change of class, but even if it wasn't, just a nice simple change of how the letters are distributed. So maybe more vowels, maybe the proportion of the letters to the score, or I don't know. So you get the idea. I want to have a look at some kind of alternative player actions. In Scrabble, you can dump a hand, maybe dump a number of tiles. I don't know. There's not that many other versions, but something that changes how a player, a different player action, to just actually giving it a go. And of course, I suspect the last question will be some kind of gameplay change. I think wildcards are quite like that. I think the idea that you could be forced to use a letter from a previous Go, or so something that basically mimics a bit of Scrabble. And then finally, some kind of stats or calculations, where at the end of the game it says who produced the best word, or gave here's a list of the top 5 scoring words this game, or one I quite liked that I played with was a cheat, so that you could press a button and it would show the highest value word that you could produce from your hand. Something like that. I think if you've got this sort of range of problems well practiced, you should be going into a good state. As I say, I'm including into this letter distribution for Q the possibility of having a completely new class or a subclass that replaces the Q. I can't really see that they get you to do any other factorization. I haven't included anything with the file here, so no adding to the file, but that's a possibility. And no writing of a sort of a league table or high score file, but that's a possibility as well. If you've got something that you've seen that you'd quite like to have a go at, but you don't know how to do it, I'm really keen for you to get in touch. I'm always happy for you to critique my solutions, always happy for you to suggest alternatives. If you would like to recreate them in another language or give links to a paste bin with your solution in another language, I would love to see it. but please don't ask me to create it in another language. I'm going to create it in VB.NET. That's what my students tend to use. So that's what I'm going to create it in. I really don't have time this year to create it in another language. So over the next week, you should see all these solutions come up, and I hope you find them useful.